At a War Training Center in Tomball, Texas. Miles, how you doing today?
Doing great, man. Feeling good. Feeling great. Blessed to be here.
Yeah, you had a fight on Sunday. It was for the heavyweight championship out of Fury Fighting here in the Houston area, and you won. So congratulations, first of all. Did that fight go the way that you thought it would?
No. I mean, I guess, yeah. I guess it did, yeah. I didn't think I would go 5 rounds, but, I mean, I'm happy I did. It was a great experience, honestly, so I knew I would win.
Yeah, going 5 rounds, I mean, that's a huge test. You got to have a big gas tank. Going into those, what they call the championship rounds, I mean, how did that feel? Was that stuff I'm sure that you've experienced before and put in the work for, right?
Yeah, we train a lot. We train really hard, a lot of rounds over at War, so it didn't feel too unfamiliar to me. Actually, I may have felt worse in the 3rd round than I did in the 4th round. So I don't know. Like, I can say my second win. I felt good though. I felt great being there. I'm happy to have gone through that. So that was actually a blessing in disguise right there.
Yeah. Your opponent, his name was Brent Campbell. They brought him in. I mean, they've been trying to find, heavyweights and people to challenge you. And he came in. And what did you think about him as a fighter?
I thought he was solid, man. I thought that he had some really strong grappling. He was a really strong guy. Like, he was extremely strong and big, huge legs on him. He was just driving into me, and he was really balanced too. So it was really good to fight a grappler like him to show what I could do in that respect against a fighter like him. Really a grappler. He could have been a bit more balanced, in his whole game, but I do appreciate the challenge that he brought me. He was tough as heck. Like, he was extremely tough. I kept trying to put him down. He was absorbing he was taking some damage. So I mean, I got nothing but respect for that guy. He brought out like the best in me that night. So I'm happy to have it.
I saw your post. It was a story on Instagram, and Hayden Bryers had captured some of that behind the scenes. And it looks like, your opponent's walking in, they're checking him, and he's about to go into the cage. Can you walk me through what goes through your mind in those moments when you're about to go fight for a title?
Man, I don't know. Like, it's like Sunday was the culmination of all the work that I've been doing, the previous 7 months. I made my MMA debut in January or February. I think it was February. I don't know. It was like the first, very, very early in the year though. And I've been really busy this year. I've been in Campbell all year for various fights and everything. A lot that I've fallen through. I was just like focused, and one thing I didn't like about my second fight when I fought Randy Gonzalez was I didn't feel like I was all the way focused coming into that fight. Like, I don't know, I don't know where I was, but this time I put a lot more emphasis on my preparation for the fight. Putting my phone away, not talking to anybody. I don't want to hear anything. Like, it's fight day, you feel me? And a lot of times I'll try to distract myself with social media and stuff like that, because on fight day, my inner warrior is ready to come out. He's like, let's go, bro. We got to fight today. And I'm walking around doing regular things all day until the fight, but it don't sit well with me. And then that whole day, I was just zoned in. Like, my family came to see me there at my house. I'm not even hardly talking to them. I don't have anything to say to anybody. Let's just go. I'm ready to fight. So that's what that was for me. Just ready to fight, staring at them, ready to get my hands on them. That's the objective.
Yeah. In the fight, was there ever any moments where, I don't know if you had any doubt or you go through that self, reflection or struggle? I mean, you're in a fist fight. Was there ever any moments where you felt like you were, I've never been here before, or you felt comfortable throughout the whole thing?
I go through all of those motions in fight camp. I go through everything in fight camp because I'm like an overthinker. I'm always. Even if you watch me fight, I watch my fights back, and they had a lot of close-ups on my face, and I could see the thinking on my face. But in the fight, all that's gone. Like, it's showtime. I'm here. I truly believe that, the work is done before that fight, long before that fight, and I worked extremely hard. And I'm barely in control of myself when I'm fighting anyway. Like, that's just like my inner. That's my inner. I'm kind of sitting in the back seat of the couch, eating some popcorn, watching the fight, just like you guys. So, yeah, man, that was it was good. It was good.
Yeah, you had a lot of support. It seems, family, coming in town and just being there at the fight. What's that like? Is that important?
Super important. I love it, man. more than I love my family. Well, not more than I love my family. I love my family coming out here to watch me too. I love it and I appreciate it. But man, I had people come from like all parts of Texas, Kansas, people I went to school with, like several hundred miles away, like come to watch me fight, come support me, bring their kids to come see me fight. Man, that stuff right there is like priceless because like, yeah, I'm still nobody in my mind. I'm still nobody, like still humble little mouth thing. So I'm trying to like work my way up to be deserving of these things, and everybody just showing me so much support. Houston supports the hell out of me, and I really, really appreciate that because I'm not native to here. I'm from New York, but they treat me like I'm from here.
Yeah.
I love Houston. I love Texas. I love Houston. I love New York. I love my family. I love everybody that's supporting me. So thank you.
You know what's next when it comes to MMA? I know I guess you have some other news that I've seen posted. You're already going to be competing again, but when it comes to MMA, what's next?
Man, I don't know. I don't have an answer for that question. I'm just gonna kind of like fight whatever they throw at me. I know they won't send me a scrub. They're gonna send me somebody that's gonna test me, prepare me for where I'm headed to. I'm not so. I don't want to fight no trash cans. I don't want to fight just lifelong amateurs. I want to fight like people that are headed where I'm headed, like people that are with pro aspirations that are really trying to like make a stamp on this thing. Not people that are just kind of casually cruising by, train when they can. I want people that's working really hard too, so I can really test myself. So that's where I get my best confidence from. Where I know I'm honest with myself. Like I said, I'm always thinking. So I'm extremely honest with myself. If I fight a guy that I know wasn't that great, and I knew I was better than him from the jump, then I need to have had done this in a very impressive way, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not done in that way, I'm gonna beat myself up. Like after that second fight, the fight before this one, I was pissed off about that. I didn't have any joy about that. That fight, I finished that fight in a minute, 15, 12 seconds, something like that, whatever. I was not at all excited about that fight. Like not at all happy about that fight. I wasn't happy about the way that went. But this one, I wasn't really happy. I was really happy about this one. I earned this one. Not this did. And I had a good opponent, so
yeah. I was watching the stream on Fury's Facebook page. Do you go back? I know you said you went back and watched the fight, but do you go back and read any of the comments?
Yeah, yeah, I did. It was funny. There was one guy in there, man. He was convinced. Like that must have been like Brent's dad or something. Like that must have been like his dad or something, or his like grandmother or something. I don't know, because he's like Brent's up 4-0 and everything, and I'm like. I thought the fight was a little closer when I was in the fight, and then when I was watching the fight, I was putting the beats on that guy. Like it wasn't as close as it was.
Yeah, I'm not a pro judge, and I mean, you could maybe argue you had, if you didn't get the finish, it was like 4 rounds to 1. That, and that's subjective, and I'm not a professional at that by any means. But yeah, I was there in the comments, and I'm like, man, these people are passionate behind their guy. He's from out of town, but it's at least entertaining. It's entertaining, to go back and read the comments.
Can't blame him, man. Like I would hope my family would support me like that, even when I'm getting my butt kicked for 5 rounds. Like love me, support me.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. So. If you want to go back and watch that, you can go to Fury's Facebook page, and I believe that they put it on their YouTube as well. But that aired on Sunday. Congratulations to you. And outside of MMA, I guess there's some news that's also coming out. You're going to be competing again very soon. What are you doing?
I'm competing in this grappling tournament on Saturday. Combat sports coverage. Man, I went in the chat. I was like, "Is there like a grappling tournament coming up soon?"
Yeah.
Adam was like, "Here you go. Here's one right here this Saturday." In heavyweight. And I was like, "I don't know." I thought I sooner than I thought. And he was like, "Yeah, well, you can get some more experience." And I'm like, "Well, you're right. Okay, so I guess I'll do it." Like I feel fine. I went through a 5-round battle this week, but 2 belts in a week sounds cool. I'll take another one.
Yeah. I was talking to one of my coworkers this morning. I was like, well, he fought on Sunday. He's probably, who's going to be in better shape than you, to go 5 rounds in an MMA fight. It's going to be exciting. I'm going to be there as well. Clear Life is going to be out there. So I'm excited to be able to watch that. Testing yourself, that's important, especially wanting to go to that next level.
Extremely, because, people always ask me, "Oh, why don't you go pro right now?" and everything like that. And I'm like, I mean, I probably could go pro right now. But even what I'm seeing right now is that, like my path is extremely expedited. I just fought for a championship on my third fight. A 5-round fight. I think after the first round, I just jumped from 1 round to all the way to 5 rounds against a game opponent for for a championship. So like I can only imagine how it's gonna go in the pros. Like if I do what I'm supposed to do. Obviously, I'm not fighting. I'm always fighting to win. So I'm assuming that I'm gonna win. If I win all these fights, I'm supposed to win these fights, and then do what I got to do. It won't be long before I get my call up. So I'm just trying to get on my experience. The more ring time I can get, the more mat time I can get, the better training partners, the best training partners I can get. I'll take all of that stuff to help me get to where I'm going because I don't want to be in like shock when I get there that I haven't had. No, I couldn't. I'm gonna go pro. I haven't been on the first round. How would that work? How would that be conducive to my to my long term success? And, I'm always thinking like the long game. So I'm patient. Like I said, I'm trusting. Like I said before, I'm trusting my coaches to let me know when that time is right, when they feel that I'm right, when they feel that I'm ready to make that jump, make that move. But until then, my head is down. I'm just working. I'm getting better. I'm developing what I need to develop so I can be an all-around fighter. It makes my life a lot easier. And trusting the process, like really, like there's no rush. I'm young. I'm 27 years old. I'll be 28 next March. So
yeah. When it comes to martial arts, or grappling, is there any goals, outside of MMA that you have that you want to achieve?
Yeah, I got a lot of goals within my community, like back in New York, that I want to achieve. I won't speak too much on those as of yet. I still got a lot of work to do before I'm able to do that. I gotta make a lot of money first. So, aside from that, man, I got goals that are so big that sometimes I'm afraid to say them. But I do. Like it's super early to say, but like in my mind, everything I do, I want to be the best, and I absolutely want to be one of the greatest heavyweights of all time here. So whenever you see me like working, I'm grinding twice a day before and after work and X, Y, Z. It's all because that's my biggest goal in this thing right here is to like fight the best, beat the best, have my name up there next to Fatal. Or like I want to be like in a golden conversation. Like other than that, it's like I'm not a guy that just what's going participation trophy. I got to be on top. I'm always trying to be the best at anything it is. So it doesn't really matter. That's my goal right there.
Yeah. Talking about something else. Did you see that the fight with, I think it's Khamzat Chimaev versus Nate Diaz got announced? The first I saw was yesterday. What do you think about that?
I don't think. I mean, man, look, we know Nate Diaz, he'll fight. I don't think it's a great fight for him.
Right.
I don't think it's a great fight for him. Huge Nate Diaz fan. I don't think that's a great fight for him at all. But he's Nate Diaz, and excuse me. Okay. Yeah, he's Nate Diaz. It'll be a good fight. Khamzat is a beast. But at the same time, he's never fought a Nate Diaz either. So, I mean, we'll see. It's going to be an entertaining fight for sure. I'm definitely tuning in to watch it. So.
Yeah, because, he had ran through everybody, and then he fought Gilbert Burns, and Gilbert Burns is, he's the real deal. That was a test for Khamzat Chimaev not to, to go to decision, not get a finish. So, that's important. And I guess in his career and journey and stuff to get that test in there to see, hey, I can go all these rounds.
Gilbert Burns is really good, man. So like, that was a good fight to see. Like he got to get pushed, and that's what I'm saying right there. Just stuff like that, right?
Yeah.
I've never fought anybody like that. So he's mauling everybody up to that point. Big height, gets to that point. Thankfully, he was able to overcome that challenge, and that was a huge challenge for him. And that's a hard time to have to learn that challenge in front of the brightest lights in the UFC, in front of thousands of people, probably hundreds of thousands of people. Everybody's going crazy. You never been like it's like you feel me? Like I'm trying to get as much experience as I can before. Like sitting on the stool, going to the stool, and sitting down. I had to learn that.
Yeah.
Here, I never did that experience. That was uncomfortable. Even my boy top fight, everything I do is probably usually a first round deal. So that was good, man. I could.
Yeah, looking back at your fight, you talk about sitting on the stool, and I know that you did, but the announcers brought up, and it was like, well, Miles Banks is standing up. And I think it was maybe round 3 or maybe it was earlier in there, but you opted to stand up and to sit instead of sitting down. Was that for like a blood flow or just like a statement or just wanted to see, or what was going through your head?
I do not recall, man. I sat down. It was the other guy. He never sat down on the stool not once. And maybe it was him trying to like psych me out.
Intimidation. Yeah.
Which I can admit. In the time, I'm like, I'm sitting there on the stool. I sat on the stool like I was pretty tired. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm like to the point where I'm like, where's that stool at? Like I'm already sitting down before they got the stool under me. Like just get the stool in place. I'm sitting down already. I'm like, yeah, I'm showing my body language is horrible in that fight. I feel like, but I was like showing how tired I was. I was recovering. I was really just focused on recovering, which I did feel like I recovered pretty well in between rounds. But dude, he was just standing up or sitting on his knees and everything, and I'm like. In my mind, and during the fight, I'm like, yo, this guy's like still fresh. What's going on over there? And I want to fight back now, and he was tired. And
yeah, he was.
I don't think not sitting on the stool was doing any favors at all. Like I think that might have dialed down. It was definitely to his detriment. So I don't know. I wouldn't have did that. I didn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
Okay. Yeah, I did see because they don't really. I mean, sometimes they'll show like the ring people, and you can go back and watch so you can't see. But that's what I thought they had said, and I might have misheard it. But for Brent. Yeah, because I did see him standing up at least one time. So I was wondering, like, what's going through everybody's head? I know they're tired. Yeah.
All rounds he stood up. He stood up between every round. He didn't use the stool not one time. He went down once and he was like sitting on like his knees, like like on his knees. Like it was I don't know. Yeah. Whatever you got to prove, man. Like whatever. I'm here for the end result.
Yeah. Thinking back on body language and just watching the fighter, looking at some of the pictures that Fury had posted, and there were some cool ones, but in the body language, it looks like, I don't know, there's that one where your eyes are looking and you're almost like, ooh, like I'm really enjoying myself. Is fighting something that you enjoy, and how cool is it to see those moments in the pictures?
I absolutely enjoy it. I love this. It's man, like the getting punched, the doing the punches, all of it. I love every bit of it. That was just one moment of it, but I smile during all my fights, especially when I get hit. Like I'm just smiling, like, and sometimes they're like, anyway, whatever. Yeah, I smile during all my fights. I love it. I love it. I love the grind. And when you get to the actual fight part, that's like technically the easy part, So that's like the fun part. That's me just showing what I've been doing the whole time, and I was looking forward to that. And it was going, but it was fun, man. Those pictures were cool too. Like, there's even one of me getting kicked in the head pretty good. It was pretty dope. I might post that later.
Yeah, well, I think about Matt Schnell, and they were talking about that fight, and they're interviewing him after, and they're like, man, those elbows, how were you standing up? He was like, I don't remember, any of that. I don't recall. And so I'm guessing is that similar for you? Like, hey, that kick in the head, or go back and see those moments. Like, when did this happen?
I remember getting kicked in the head. I wasn't trying to uppercut him, I think. But I don't remember feeling it. I don't feel it. Like, no, my face felt totally fine the next day. The same day, next day, I didn't have any marks, bruises. He got me with a good head kick. He got me with a few good. He punched me a few good times actually. Like just a few good shots of me getting punched. I don't think he hit very hard, so it was fine. I'm sorry, my sinus is acting up. I don't know what's going on. But,
you're good. One final question for you. What is it? This Saturday, Combat Sports Coverage returns to Tomball at the Lone Star College. Right there in Tomball, Texas. What's it mean to you to go compete? It is last minute, but alongside your teammates and your head coach, Jeremy Mahan.
Man, this last fight was the first fight that I didn't fight on the same card as any of my teammates. And I was like, oh, it's kind of weird. But at the same time, it was cool too because everybody came to watch me. I'm very happy to be competing alongside my teammates again. Especially Jeremy, man. That's pretty cool. Like I always never thought that I would be able to compete alongside Jeremy, but then James and Sandy's competing as well too. It's gonna be really fun. It's gonna be really fun watching them compete. I'm gonna get to compete. Obviously, I love to win, so I'm coming to win. I'm not coming for second or third place. I'm coming to beat all those guys out and finish them. I don't like judges or nothing. So.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to this Saturday, and thank you so much for making time. Again, congratulations on your brand new title, and best of luck this weekend. I know the whole team will do great.
Thank you. I appreciate it.